That's just it's the emotion of the man. We've seen it many times before when they've lost. I remember, was it last year at Burnley when they...
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of, I think.
And it was like, wow, I've never seen such an outburst. And the following week, everything's great. He loves the club, loves the chairman, he wants to stay forever. I think right now he's been driven to a position with his contractual situation where at the end of the year, it looks like he's probably not going to be there. And it feels with what he said there, his position is almost becoming a bit untenable. I don't really see where this goes from here. I said it earlier in the year after the Notts Forest, I think they played early in the season, and I felt that he was talking his way out of a job, you know, and it wouldn't surprise me. We've seen previous where Tottenham have, you know, they've sacked managers, you know, before a cup final. They've got history of doing it. He talks about the players. That's the one thing that I was, when you start singling out your team, your players, that's a surefire way to lose that dressing room. I don't see that one. I think mainly he's talking about the owners, having spent 15 years there. I think the current chairman's been in charge, hasn't won a trophy. I think he's had 10, 11 managers in that time. A lot of great managers, but never won anything. And he probably feels that while they're in charge, are they ever going to buy the players that you need? Because really, truthfully, managers, when you give someone like Antonio Conte, I thought he might be the first person that was going to get the keys to the kingdom, and he was going to be able to buy the players that he wanted, all of them. But there's been a lot of players that I think that he's probably that have been forced upon him. That always seems to happen at Tottenham.
But he is a volatile manager. You've said that yourself,
so
and he has fallen out with owners wherever he has been, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has a 2-3 year period, and then he comes in and But one thing I will say is, in that period, he wins, and even he feels like he can't win at Tottenham, and that's quite a sorry state because that's never happened before, Karen, for him.
I think that's the emotion. He wants to win, and he knows he can't, and he's just annoyed and probably wants out.
He wants to win, and he can't. So if
no.
you're in that dressing room and you're hearing your manager saying they can't cope with the pressure, they can't handle the pressure, how does that make you feel?
Well, not great, and I think Jamie's alluded to it. When a manager kind of goes for the players, she usually only ends in one thing. But to be fair to the manager, he has had a difficult few months. You know, personal situations, illness himself. But usually when you go at the players, it's not a good ending. But I think he's just frustrated. He's a winner, and he knows he can't win, and then that's the moral of the story, I think, really. And
he's talked about his
Tottenham
players being selfish, Jamie,
they're
as
still
well.
in the box seat for top 4.
Well, they are. We've been watching Chelsea tonight, and they're so far off it.
So far off it.
Spurs.
Liverpool, you can't really quite get a gauge on how they're going to do. If they were to carry on this run, and I'm sure that the chairman now at Tottenham will be at home thinking, is he going to be? Can he galvanise this team to get them across the line to get top 4? If he doesn't,
that's got to be the gamble.
It's got to be the gamble. But there's two options out there. There's 2 really good managers that are out there. One that he's had before, whether you go back, they always say no, don't go back in Pochettino. And the other one, who is a fantastic manager, is Thomas Tuchel. Now, they're 2 options that you think maybe you could go back to. Because if you feel that this is going to be detrimental to the team, the squad, the environment that you're trying to create, then you get rid of another manager. I mean, he'll stay there because he always stays there. That's what happens. Maybe sooner or later someone's got to look at the person that's actually running the club, because I think that there's been it's been a failure, really, in terms of on-field. Off-field, nothing else, nothing more than spectacular.
Surely,
on the field, not good enough.